Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and everything in between. Welcome back to Old Man Rambles. Um, the wife and I just came off vacation. Good for us. We always take, some time off in the summer, to enjoy it. We've both been working at our respective jobs long enough to have maxed out our vacation time. So we usually take, you know, a couple of weeks off during the summer, week in July, week in August, that kind of thing. And this last vacation, as it was ending, I kind of made a little mental note. Noticed that counting, the Saturdays and Sundays, the 9 consecutive days we were on vacation, we went out to eat 7 of those 9 days. Not every meal, but one meal a day, either breakfast, lunch, or dinner. We went out to eat a lot, and it occurs to me that for those 7 meals, we spent as much money as we would have spent on groceries for a month, which is 7 times 3. 3 meals a day, a week. What is it? Do the math. Do the math. It's like 80 some odd meals. We spend as much money on 7 meals as we would have on 80, for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, for 3 meals a day for 4 weeks. And man, that's a lot of money to piss away on food. I mean, don't get me wrong. I enjoy going out to eat. I'm not, necessarily complaining about that. Although, after going out to eat that frequently, when my wife asked me, what do you want to, where do you want to go for dinner? It's like, I'm just so sick of going out to eat. Can't we cook something? I'd rather stay home and cook. Let me cook, which I did. I the 2 meals that we ate at home. One of those I cooked. I cooked steak and potatoes. But it's got me thinking that collectively as a country, we waste an awful lot of money on going out to eat and on junk food and stuff like that. And it's like, it got me thinking, like, what if we all stopped? What if we stopped doing that? Because I mean, it's not good for us. It's difficult to go out to eat and eat healthily, and it's not impossible. But the foods that you get going out to eat are definitely more enticing. They're designed to be enticing. They want you to eat the delicious stuff. The bacon cheeseburgers and the French fries, the pizza, the steak tips. The Chinese takeout with the deep fried chicken fingers and the beef teriyaki sticks and the lo mein, the cashew chicken and kung pao chicken and all the other good stuff. That's all. It's all tasty and delicious, but it costs 3 or 4 times as much money as it does, to cook for yourself. And not just that too. You've got all the junk food, the prepackaged stuff. The instant potatoes, the devil dogs, the Doritos, little frozen chicken nuggets or pizza rolls or whatever. All this stuff is so full of fat and salt and sugar and empty calories, and I just got thinking, like, what if we all stopped doing that? What if collectively, as a people, we made scrambled eggs for breakfast or oatmeal, and we had a nice healthy lunch, something, a healthy sandwich or salad for lunch, a nice healthy, meat and vegetables, some long grain brown rice, or even just potatoes are healthy as long as they're not smothered in butter and salt and sour cream. Roast some potatoes in the oven, like a little vegetable oil, some garlic and paprika and stuff. Toss it up, throw it in the oven, dice them, cook them for 40 minutes. Boom, easy, done, healthy, or at least way more healthy than the other crap we're eating. What if we just collectively did that and stopped pissing away a month's worth of grocery money on crap? How much healthier would we be as a people? You know, I mean, as a nation, we all look like me, you know, 20, 30, 40, 50 or plus pounds overweight, whatever. I'm certainly in the plus 40, 50 pounds category at this point in my life. But, how much better off would we be as a people in terms of financial well-being and, you know, health if we just stopped spending so much of our time and money on crap that we just stuff into our bodies. Now, this crap is delicious. I freely admit that. And I love a lot of it. I love Chinese takeout. It's probably my favorite thing to eat. I would eat it once a week for the rest of my life if I could afford to and not worry about this thing here. If I could, I would eat nothing but cheeseburgers, Chinese food, pizza, and potato chips. You know, I would live, if I could, without worrying about my wallet or my health, I would do all I can eat buffets. My late 50s, I've noticed my appetite has gotten smaller. I can't eat as much as I used to, but if it wasn't for my wallet and my waistline, I would eat nonstop and I would eat crap and I would love every minute of it. And I realize that, there are people out there for whom this is difficult. The crap food is cheaper. It's cheaper because it has no health benefits. It is complete and utter empty crap, which is why it's cheaper. And I realize, I'm at a point in my life when I'm a bit more financially stable and I could afford to spend a little bit of extra money on healthy groceries than, eating the cheap stuff that you can microwave for 30 seconds and have for dinner. So I realize that for some people it would be harder. And I know there are some people out there who think I just don't have the time to cook for myself, and that's not true. My grandmother was a single mother, single parent, who worked a full-time job and cooked for 5 children. She didn't have a lot of free time, but you can do it, and that's the issue. People who say they don't have time have the time. They would just rather have more free time. And yeah, there are some people out there who don't have the time, but a lot more people have time than they think they do. But, if the people who could actually took the time and took the effort to put a bit more care into what they eat, a little bit more thought, a little bit more care into what they consumed for food, that I think that financially we would all be a lot, financially and gut-wise and artery-wise, we'd be a lot better off as a country. But I kept thinking after that, and I realized that if we did that, if we all collectively stopped and did the smart, sensible thing, this country's economy would collapse. Our GDP is dependent on people pissing away vast amounts of their money. It totally is. And not just the food. Computers, knickknacks, going out to the movies, going out to concerts, paying for Netflix, paying for, anything. Board games, video games, going to the bar, drinking beer, buying knickknacks and stuffed animals and presents and birthday cards, which are any greeting card is a huge waste of money. I mean, I could say that there's some value in books, in that they took effort to make. They're a piece of creative work, and they're good for your brain. Even some of the trash that I read, which I admit some of it is trash, it's still better for your brain than watching television. It actually engages your brain and makes you think. Board games and card games individually aren't a bad expense, but you don't need more than a half a dozen of them, as opposed to the stack I have over there collecting dust. You don't need to stop doing things entirely. But, growing up as a kid, I didn't have a lot of spare money. I made do. There was no such thing as cable in my neighborhood. I watched the free TV channels, of which there were four: NBC, CBS, ABC, and PBS. I didn't need 100 channels. I didn't need to pay any extra to watch television. The internet is kind of necessary for the work that I do, especially work from home. And even working in the office, I still needed the internet to do my job. But, our economy, the American economy, is based on us just flushing money down the toilet. It demands that we waste our money and our time on frivolous, useless things. And if we all smartened up and stopped doing that, this country would collapse. It's amusing, but it's also kind of depressing to realize that for us to prosper, we need to just keep pissing our money away. Enough of us do anyway. We need to go on, going on vacation, staying in hotels, going out to eat, going on amusement park rides, just all this, buying souvenirs, just all this mindless, useless crap. And I'm guilty of it. I was on the internet, got this email. It's like, hey, you've backed us previously. Here's a new thing that we're doing. And I'm looking at it, like, I really want that, but what am I going to do with it? It's going to sit on my shelves, collect dust. It looks really cool. And there's this little fear of missing out thing in the back of my head. It's like, if I don't buy it now, I won't be able to get it later because there's all this exclusive stuff that you only get for buying it now. It's like, but do I really need it? I'm trying to be good. I'm trying to behave. And not piss my money away. Because I do, this house is 30 years old. It needs repair. I'm much better off sticking that money in my bank account and not blowing it on stuff I don't need. And most of the time I'm good. But every once in a while I slip. But those are my thoughts on being wasteful in this country in a couple of different ways. Good hunting.